Hey everybody. By my last video I did, which was from last week, it was my part of where I did, it was one of my CD series, top favorite CD series, and I did three artists. I did The Police, I did Simon and Garfunkel, and I also did Steely Dan. Now, I was using just the camera's microphone because my DJI, the little thing that I clip on here and plug the receiver in, the battery died, so I had to use the what do you call it, the like the just the microphone that's on there. And I know that the sound was very low, and I apologize, but you don't have to. I mean, some of you people are very are always saying very great things, nice things on my videos, but I got a comment that was not so, it wasn't like I was breaking down crying or anything, but if you have a comment to say, and it's not going to be, and if it's not going to be anything good, then just don't put it in my video, or don't make a comment in my video if it's going to be something that's negative or something. But anyways, that putting that all that the whole thing to the side, the whole trouble I was having there with my video from last week, this is not going to be a top favorite CD video, but I will be turning 30 in November, and I happen to be 29 as of right now, and I kind of want to bring back the old year-end. Remember the Resiquit Billboard year-end videos I was doing there during, I don't know how long ago, just many years ago. And I figure, I'm just going to break it down just to 10 songs, and I chose 1979. Last year, the 70s, and of course, now that this is going to be my last year, since I'm 29, my last year being in my 20s, I feel like it would be very poetic to really do this video in a way. I mean, I know it's not until November. I mean, I got a long way to go, But this is these videos. I know it just I really I always kind of feel just like I just feel sometimes especially with the year-end Billboard stuff, I'm not really big. I'm just not generally like really enthused of doing Billboard year-end videos. But I think for this one, it's fun. I chose 10 songs I really like. And again, not all of them. I could have chosen the whole year-end basically, or at least did a top maybe 90 or something. But no, I just basically compressed everything, compiled, and put everything all into just a 10 songs. And I guess not really as favorite. I kind of just went through the bottom 100 and basically worked my way up to the number one song. But I do have some honorable. I do have some honorable mentions actually for this year end. Actually, a few songs. Donna Summer. She had so many songs in the year end. Obviously, the album Hot Stuff was like such a big blockbuster album. Not just the song Hot Stuff, but Bad Girls and Dim All the Lights. Rock and Roll Fantasy by Bad Company. That song is I feel like it's a little bit overrated. I feel like it's overplayed, but it's still really a really great rock, definitely a classic rock staple. Also, another song that I saw on there is Shake It by Ian Matthews, who was the lead singer of the, if you may have remembered, the one-hit wonder group, the Matthews Southern Comfort. They did a cover of Woodstock in 1970 off their only only album they had from the Matthew Southern Comfort. Yeah, so he was the singer of that group, and then so 9 years later, he does this kind of cheeky, kind of yacht, kind of a poppy song called "Shake It." And another one that I also saw on there, which I almost did manage, maybe wanted to put on here, was "After the Lovin'," or not "After the Lovin'," that's Engelbert Humperdinck. But "After the Love" by Earth, Wind & Fire. I absolutely love that song, but I couldn't fit it on my list. You see what I mean? Like, there were so many great, songs I just, wow, okay, I wish I could just put on here. But I just had to, you know what I mean, folks? Like, I just had to really, really narrow it down. And after that one, it's "Ain't No Stopping Us Now," which is such a ridiculous song, but it's by the McFadden and Whitehead. Remember those folks? They did the "Ain't No Stopping Us Now." I mean, that's I think the video of the people dancing on Soul Train, a bajillion views, which is insane. But yeah, I love that song. "Ain't No Stopping Us Now." A lot of great, and that was the thing too. 1979 was the whole disco. Like, I think that was such a predominant genre that even the rockers had to just. They all had to subjectively get into that. They had to somewhat throw in their own flavor of disco, especially like with Bad Company, rock. Like I said, Rock and Roll Fantasy, not just a rock song, pop of course, but it has elements of disco. But I know I'm talking way too much. And I also saw "Don't Bring Me Down" by ELO. I love that song, but didn't make it on my list. So we're going to go from 10 to 1. So let's go ahead and get to it here. We'll begin here, started off here with number 10 with the song "Bad Case of Loving You." Oh, I love this song. Great song. I know it's, again, one of those songs that you manage to just hear and it gets a little bit overplayed, but I absolutely love the early Robert Palmer. I haven't heard much of his albums during that time or whatever. But I love the early singles from him. And, this is before the whole "Addicted to Love" thing, and he started becoming such a big. He's such a big. He's such a big superstar now. But this is when he was just an ordinary singer. He was just one of those people in the crowd. And Robert Palmer's great. Now, this was actually not written by him. It was written by a guy named Moon Martin. But on the Billboard Hot 100, it went to number 14. And on the year end, it was at number 92. And really great. "Doctor, doctor, give me the news." I love that lyric, don't you? It's like one of those kind of tongue-in-cheek, kind of like lyric kind of thing, lyrical humor. Okay, then number 9, I have the group. The song that they do here is "How Much I Feel." Everybody knows that song, of course, and it's done by Ambrosia. I like that very first, one of their earlier songs that they had. I don't remember what it was called, but it was from their debut album from 1975. And they were kind of a little bit progressive. They were, during their earlier albums, their early years there, Ambrosia, they were a little bit progressive. But here they're into that soft rock, which I think everybody was kind of rolling into. And they were a trio, and of course it's led by the great David Pack. Which I think absolutely, he is definitely one of those great singers, lead vocalist, or if anything, underrated. Really, truly an underrated vocalist. And it was from their album "Life Beyond LA." Kind of a cool name. So this charted in the regular Billboard Hot 100, number 3, and on the year end, it was at number 84. "That's How Much I Feel." I love that song, great. And then number 8, I have one of those artists I feel like truly he needs to be more recognized, at least, you know, because everybody just knows him for Year of the Cat. But he's also well known for this one as well, Time Passages, from the album Time Passages, done by Al Stewart. And funny fact, or at least a fact here, Alan Parsons actually produced not only the album but the song itself. And I really love both of those songs. And he actually goes back to I think the late '60s. Al Stewart, I love that. And I almost like the almost sensual with the piano and just even the vocals too. It's just it's a very I would say, I don't know how to put it, but very maybe eerie, has a bit of an eerie production to it. But yeah, I love that song. Okay, number 7. Oh, I love this artist too. God, I feel like this guy here is absolutely incredible. I love his vocals, and I really like all of his songs. Really great artist, and that is Gino Vanelli. Of course, he was born in Toronto, and he brings up his hometown Toronto in the song that I chose here, number 7. I just wanna stop. I know, it's one of those cheesy songs that just, you know, you just don't want to like really, you just don't really want to like really listen to it at all. But it's really great. You know, it's from his album Brother to Brother, and even that song too is just absolutely just freaking-tastic. And he also had a really great album too, just before this one, called Powerful People. And it has a really great single on there, People Gotta Move. And it just sounds totally different. And again, a guy, kind of like with Ambrosia, their earlier albums, or at least their earlier discography, you know, they were a little bit progressive in a way, you know, and maybe fusion. And so, and there's even some fusion on this album as well, Brother to Brother. And it actually came out towards the end of '78. And it became more bigger, I guess, or it became more of a 1979 hit. Yeah, Gino Vanelli. Okay, and the number 6. Here's an artist I absolutely love, and of course this is like her only kind of big song. But I think it was either 81, 82. She had a really, it was actually a really good, catchy song. It was called Shake It Up Tonight. I'll show you how to party right. Remember that song? But this song here, Got to Be Real, done by Cheryl Lynn. I really like Cheryl Lynn. She's great. And of course, if you're familiar with the producer David Foster, he wrote this song, and Cheryl Lynn as well. She co-wrote the song too. And from the album Got to Be Real. There's also a really great hidden song, really great hidden gem on that album, which I believe was like, it charted on the, maybe like on the R&B or disco black charts or whatever, but it was called Star Love. Star Love in the night, ooh, we are making love. Star Love in the night. What a great hidden gem song, Star Love. It's a really great song. But yeah, Got to Be Real. Oh yeah, and I Just Want to Stop went to number 4. I don't know if I brought that up. Went to number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100. And on the year end, it was 79. Hey, how about that? 79. And then, 75. Excuse me, I didn't mention about that. But Time Passages was Billboard Hot 100, number 7. Year end was number 79. That was for Time Passages. But back to Got to Be Real, which I chose as my number 6. Billboard was at number 12, and the year end 69. Okay, then we get to number 5. Now here's a group that I actually really, they're like one of those bands that are just kind of like known just for the hits. Like I've maybe seen the name of the albums, and I never really got the chance to really listen to the full. I mean, basically, you just need just the greatest hits for this group, and that's called the Little River Band, and they were from Melbourne, Australia. And yeah, this was definitely kind of one of their pretty well-known songs. Lonesome Loser went to number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100, and the year-end 66. And while I was still living in Myrtle Beach, I actually got to see the Little River Band, but they were actually not the real band. They were actually like an Americanized lineup of the Little River Band, because I think apparently there was some lawsuit where maybe I think the band members weren't even allowed to use their name that they released. You know, that they were. So that was kind of a little bit of a bad spell there for them. They weren't even able to have the rights to even use their own name. That they were, where they with their songs and stuff. It's crazy. They were on Capitol Records too. So Billboard Hot 100 for Lonesome Loser, number 6, and year end is 66. Ooh, it's kind of bad luck there. Okay, number 4. I love this. I feel like everybody, and even including me, I feel like I should really, really just be done with the song. You know what I mean? And even back when I kind of listened to the song, I was quite interested, but then it just felt like it wasn't like just a good song. It just felt pretty mediocre. But damn it, I actually really, really love the heck out of this song, and I really, really like Mark Knopfler, because he helped produce Bob Dylan's Infidels, and he played on Slow Train as well. And it's, of course, the big hit, Sultans of Swing. Went to number 4, and the year end is number 61. We are the Sultans of Swing. Yeah, and even Mark Knopfler's chord playing may seem just a little too simple for some people, but I think this song is still great, and I don't care if it has just been played 1,000 times, and anybody can count. But I love it. And it's from their debut album from '78. Okay, number 3. So we're in the top 3 here, and I really like this artist. I've heard her album, and it's actually pretty good. I would say for most one-hit wonder people, rather if it's just a solo artist or a band, sometimes the album's not really that. It doesn't really intrigue you that well. There's nothing to really like. At least if there's any good catchy songs, maybe there are about a few. But sometimes it just becomes pretty forgettable. But this album, however, from forget her name, Nicolette Larson, is pretty good, from the Warner Brothers label. Written by Neil Young, and she was actually part of the Neil Young band, well, at least backing up background vocals for him, and some background vocals for Christopher Cross as well on his debut album. But Neil Young wrote "Lot of Love." Now, of course, his version's not great, but I really, really love. I love the way she just sings it, and I just like the way it just feels like it's so like. I feel like there's just so much ecstasy in the song, and her vocals really just bring so much just happiness. And it's a bit unfortunate that she died so very young. I think she was maybe in her 40s or something. But yeah, she died sometime in like the 2000s or something, or in the 90s. But I absolutely love this song, "Lot of Love." Billboard Hot 100, number 8, and the year end number 41. Which leads me to 2 songs here that were actually from well, that actually reached number 1. But this one in the year end is at number 5. And it's one of those songs that is a bit, it's a little bit silly. It is very silly, but it's still freaking, I don't know how it just makes me want to still listen to it more and more. And it's prissy as all get out, but it's still great. I don't care. You know, whether you like it or not, I put here number 2, and I'm not afraid to admit it, to put it on my list, but it's Reunited by Peaches and Herb. You know, the same people that did Shake Your Groove thing. Yeah, Reunited. Yeah, God, the lyrics are absolutely eye-rolling. But I don't know what it is. It's like one of those songs. You just, somehow, some way, you want to go back to listen to it more. And it's a great freaking ballad. Played in many probably weddings, I'm assuming. You know, probably for many, and maybe for family reunions and stuff. But Reunited. Except for that, oh God, the lyric. God. That's the thing. The lyrics are absolutely so goofy as all get out, but it's still a great song. Okay, then number 1, which I'm pretty sure some of you will probably pick as your number 1, and that is The Knack with My Sharona. Again, one of those songs that just has really stupid lyrics, and Doug Feger, man, another great artist, another fantastic guitarist, somehow passed away so soon. And he was definitely one of the greatest, for sure. Even just within just the one album and then they also had another album, The Knack. But just the one mega big hit that they had, The Knack, were definitely a great one-hit wonder group, for sure. Yep. And there you have it, folks. My top 10 year-end hits that I chose from 1979. And hopefully I will do another one of these. Hopefully I'll do maybe 1970 or 69 or something. But yeah, that's all I got here for this one. So hope you take care, folks. Bye-bye.